Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Lady Death, issue number 1, volume 2, I believe, by KS Comics. And I believe this is what you call a holofoil-esque, cover. Is that how you say it? Well, you can see it on the, if I hold it like this. So there was a time that Lady Death was really, really big. It's been, I believe, created by Brian Pulido. And Brian Pulido is still active. When you look at, go on Google and you type in Coffin Comics, and then you're going to find him. He's also very active on Kickstarter, and his book, Lady Death books, are doing very, 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 very well. And he is, he's going strong, and he is doing crowdfunding in a good way. But, there was a time when in the 90s, Lady Death was new and big, and people are, it was more like a mature comic from a different studio. And I just picked up a 4-issue miniseries or official series. I'm not sure if it's a miniseries. Let's dive in and see what it is, if it's good or not. So we start here with Lady Death, and it seems that in volume 1 she just overthrown hell and killed or beaten Satan, and it seems that he has Satan essence in her, I think. Anyway, so she's there, and she's now the Queen of Hell and Queen of the Dead because she is Lady Death. And then we go to the past. When this woman, and I know her is a Sakura, I believe, and she has some slaves with her, and she is conjuring up Satan or summoning Satan, and she wants to, she asks him or demands him or wants him to take her with him to hell. And then she says, oh, and he says, okay, I'm going to do that. And not before he just kills all the slaves for reasons. And then we go back to hell, and we see Sakura being changed into Purgatori. And why do I know it all this? Because I have the origin story of Purgatori in my possession. So this is more, I believe, an introduction in this comic to her. Not entirely sure. But Sakura, or Purgatori, that's her name. She is, I believe, like a vampire demon, and now she wants the blood of the gods, or the higher gods, to satisfy her needs, and she just attacks Satan. Satan doesn't kill her because he says she is the offspring of the fallen angels. Not entirely sure what that means because I forgot it. And then he froze her into the Nexus. Basically, it was some kind of a, entrance to Earth realm, I believe. Not entirely sure. And then we go back to the present time, and we see Lady Death on her horse, and we see basically her origin story again, or different, because this was in a medieval Europe, and her mother wants to flee, get away from her father for reasons again, and then her father comes up and she says to her, hey, you betraying me, you want to kidnap my child, and you cannot give me a son. And now, well, basically he kills her. Before we go any further, the art is very chaotic in my opinion, and when you look at a movie in the 80s or the 90s or maybe the 2000s or later, and you think, hey, this is great and this is fun. And then you watch it 20 years later, and then you think, wow, doesn't hold up very good. That's the feeling that I have with this comic, with the art of, what's his name? Jim Hughes? Let me look it up real quick. Just give me a second, guys. Stephen Hughes, and basically what I've heard that he's passed away, unfortunately. But it feels. I mean, if you look at this is looks very busy, and what I noticed that the art is or the inking or the penciling depends on what you see. Let's say the inking, all the lines feels the same. I mean, it feels that the inker or the artist uses only one pencil through the whole book, instead of making the body with X pencil and then uses hair and facial expressions or eyes with a different pencil, maybe soften it up a little bit. Maybe the background, again, another pencil or another inking thingy, whatever you use. I'm not an artist, so I don't know. But it seems all the lines around it, all the inking, all the lines is exactly the same, which feels very cluttered and very, like I said, busy. And it's very distracting for me. It doesn't feel pleasant to look at. Although I like the rendition of Lady Death. I love the crazy hair. He does that very well, and I think that's probably one of the most recognizable things of Lady Death in this era. So yeah, but moving on a little bit with the story. So it seems that her father is a magician, a sorceress, kills his wife, and then uses her soul. He doesn't let her soul go to heaven, but uses as a bridge or something for later. I don't know. Um, when the time comes, for whatever reason. But the town hates the king or this sorcerer because he's a ruler, and he basically also hates her daughter Hope, which later becomes Lady Death. And it seems that she's burned at the stake at one point, and her father was possessed by Satan, and Satan transforms her, I believe, or she gets powers, and then she becomes Lady Death, something like that. Again, I'm not entirely sure because I don't have volume one, unfortunately. So she writes here after reminiscing, and then she is in hell, and then I don't know, things happening around her, thunder and lightning, fire, the graveyards are rising, and there's a voice talking to her, and she's being trapped. And then they are going back to the past, and then we see her, instead of a little innocent girl, she is killing people along with her father, absorbing the souls of the fallen, and then releasing the souls for the demons to feast on, because now she's getting a seat at the table among the family of darkness. But there is something wrong in here, because that's not exactly what happens. But we see it here. And so, well, moving on a little bit, it's not really interesting for me. So we see Purgatori here talking, and it seems that she is the one who talks to her, although Hope, or Lady Death, doesn't know who talks to her. So she's sitting at a distance, and again, looks great, looks fun. And then she manipulates Lady Death from a distance, basically changing her memories about what happens, and that she manipulates her not being a good daughter, and that she is basically a monster. And then whatever reason she is doing that, because she wants to manipulate her, making her weaker, so that she can drink the blood of Lady Death, because, well, Lady Death is also a godlike being, something like that, and she wants to have it for whatever reason. So we see now a different past, that she's being burned at the stake, but then instead of dying and going to hell and being transformed into Lady Death, she is turned into a witch, and then she kills all of these villages. But then it seems that Purgatory is going too far, and Lady Death is breaking the spell, because there was a time that she was weeping at the grave of her mother, and then her father comes and says, hey, from celebrating the anniversary, you make me so happy, Hope. When I slit your mother's throat, darkness reigns. And then Hope says, yeah, I'm glad to do that and be there for you. But that's not what happened, because she was against it. Well, basically, that guy murdered her mother. So, and then she realizes that the memory doesn't add up, and that's it's all fake. And then she breaks the spell, and then Purgatori noticed that she went too far, so she changed into the astral. She makes an astral projection of a mother, and Lady Death's seen some green glow here. What that's Purgatori, and then Purgatori uses the image of a mother to manipulate her, but Lady Death cannot believe it because she sends the soul of a mother in Volume 1 to heaven through a gate, but then this astral projection disguised as her mother says, well, that's not happening because my soul was captured and I'm here for you. And the last thing we'll see is, the real face of the astral projection, that is, Purgatori wants to bite her. And then it's basically the end of the book. Is this good? Not really. I mean, there's some things that I like, but the story seems way too quick. I mean, Purgatori, we see that she is being taken away by Satan, because he made some sacrifices for him. Satan takes her away, transforms her, or makes love to her in her demon form. Sakura or Purgatori just instantly wants to kill him because of her blood, and then he banished her to Earth, and then she wants to suck the blood of Lady Purgatori because by manipulation. So no, it's really going all too quick. It's very chaotic, no pun intended. It's not really a bad book, but it's not really a good written book either. It's okay, but it doesn't scream excitement and I want to know what's happening. I know it's very predictable. The chaotic, quote unquote, quotations art is appealing to look at. I mean, look at all these speed lines. It's way too much constantly. Also the backgrounds with the speed line, it has all the same lines. It feels, it doesn't feel, the art needs to breathe, and it doesn't do that. There are some parts that I like, and sometimes I, especially let's say the last page, I think that's good, because now we have, instead of thick lines, more like lighter lines. It gives the art a little bit more to breathe and show what's going on instead of throwing all these effects on it. A little bit ahead of a miss, but there's only 4 issues. I mean, I have this one, I have this one, and I have this one. So let's see what happens. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you like the video. Give me a like, share the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.